The Queen of England honored the Queen of Soul by paying respect during the changing of the guard ceremony on Friday morning ahead of Aretha Franklin's funeral. The band of the Welsh Guards performed the cover of the 1967 hit during the ceremony outside Buckingham Palace in central London as a tribute to Aretha, who died from pancreatic cancer aged 76 on August 16. The song offered an unusual twist to this morning's traditional ritual which, as the name suggests, marks the moment Queen Elizabeth II's guard hands over responsibility for protecting the palace to a new set of guards. The Army in London's Twitter account tweeted a video of the performance, writing, "Respect for others underpins all we do in the British Army, so it was no surprise that the Welsh Guards band paid tribute to musical icon and inspiration number Aretha Franklin at changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace today." Share this article. Share another video of the performance was taken by a New York man who'd stopped by to watch the formal occasion, which takes place several times a month outside the Queen's residence. Chris Botta tweeted, "At changing of guard at Buckingham Palace this morning, respect paid to Aretha Franklin." Buckingham Palace has on many occasions used the changing of the guard as an opportunity to acknowledge world events. For example, the day after the 9/11 terror attacks in New York City and the Capitol, America's national anthem was played during the ceremony. Across the pond in Detroit, Michigan, Aretha was carried down a red carpet into Greater Grace Temple on Friday morning in a gold-plated casket, wearing a gold, full-length dress ahead of her star-studded funeral. Aretha's body had arrived in a white Cadillac LaSalle hearse that once carried civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks and also her father, legendary minister C.L. Franklin. After the 5-hour-long ceremony, the hearse will pick her up again to take her body to Woodlawn Cemetery, where Parks and her father were also buried. Organizers have insisted Friday's service will be a spiritual awakening and not a concert, show or awards production. Former President Bill Clinton, Rev. Jesse Jackson and Smokey Robinson will all speak at the Queen of Soul's final send-off. The A Changes, Donna Come singer and Clinton are old friends, and she sang at both his inaugurations. When the former president arrived, he was seen fumbling with papers, including what appeared to be his speech and an order of service, as Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton slipped into the church. There'll be performances by Stevie Wonder, Ariana Grande, Jennifer Hudson, Fantasia, Faith Hill, Shirley Caesar, Chaka Khan and more. The service will not just be for the A-list. The first 1,000 people lined up at the Greater Grace Temple will be given access inside, an offer that has created massive crowds outside the church. But Bishop Charles Ellis III of Detroit's Greater Grace said the funeral will be a respectful service clear of all the pomp and ceremony seen over the past week. Aretha Franklin tributes stars share touching notes after legend dies. Soon after news of her death was announced, celebrities took to social media to mourn the loss of the Queen of Soul. John Legend, Barbra Streisand and the Clintons were among the first to share touching notes about Franklin. Streisand wrote that it's difficult to conceive of a world without her, alongside a photo of them together in 2012. President Bill Clinton and wife Hillary issued a joint statement saying they were mourning the loss of their friend and describing her as a national treasure. They wrote, "For more than 50 years, she stirred our souls. She was elegant, graceful, and utterly uncompromising in her artistry. She will forever be the queen of soul, and so much more to all who knew her personally and through her music." Our hearts go out to her family and her countless fans. Elton John memorialized his favorite pianist in a series of notes shared on Twitter. "The loss of Aretha Franklin is a blow for everybody who loves real music, music from the heart, the soul and the church. Her voice was unique, her piano playing underrated. She was one of my favorite pianists. I was fortunate enough to spend time with her and witness her last performance, a benefit for Age of at St. John the Divine Cathedral. She was obviously unwell, and I wasn't sure she could perform. But Aretha did, and she raised the roof. She sang and played magnificently, and we all wept," Elton wrote. "We were witnessing the greatest soul artist of all time. I adored her and worshipped her talent. God bless her. My condolences to all her family and friends. We shared the same birthday and that meant so much to me." Diana Ross wrote that she was sitting in prayer for the wonderful golden spirit Aretha Franklin. Paul McCartney also shared a touching note, saying, "Let's all take a moment to give thanks for the beautiful life of Aretha Franklin, the queen of our souls, who inspired us all for many, many years. She will be missed, but the memory of her greatness as a musician and a fine human being will live with us forever. Love, Paul."